HITRUST Scoping. This is video 3 in the Digital Forge Getting Familiar with HITRUST set. The first and second video in this set provides information about where HITRUST came from, how it was formed, the different assessment types, and an introduction to HITRUST's MyCSF. Videos 1 and 2, as well as the other videos in this set, are available at www.dfcyber.com or by contacting Digital Forge. The agenda of this video is to begin laying out the process of applying HITRUST to an organization. It will cover items such as what is scoping, objects, deciding upon a scope, and collecting information. What is HITRUST scoping? Scoping is determining the what of an assessment, or identifying everything that would be included, and in some cases even specifying things that are not included in a project. HITRUST has specific questions to determine the scope of an assessment, which helps to determine the size of an organization and the internal workings, to implement appropriate controls and only the controls that are necessary. Base scoping. A few main items included in base scoping are also questions in the HITRUST Alliance MyCSF. Organization type is whether you're a covered entity in healthcare, such as a hospital or pharmacy, or a business associate of a covered entity. Organizational size could be how many employees, how many beds, or how many records you keep. System factors include how the business operates, such as connections to other entities. Regulatory factors include programs the organization needs to adhere to, such as PCI DSS, NIST, meaningful use, CMS, state requirements, or any other similar factors. Locations refers to how many locations are included, are they in different states, or are any in different countries. These are the most basic of the scoping options and help determine which HITRUST controls will be required for an organization. Other information used for scoping. A number of other factors are used to help with scoping and to determine some of the inner workings of an organization. These help ensure nothing is missed. These include systems, applications, business operations or units, departments, infrastructure, and security control systems. Objects. HITRUST allows an organization to create objects. Objects are items or collections of like items that are handled the same and have the same risk factors. What makes objects useful is the ability to group items together and handle them together. An object may include a location, a business function, a department, a single application, or technology such as servers. An object can be one item as well as a collection of items. For example, something like an application or a group of servers could all qualify as an object. With the use of objects, the application of HITRUST controls can be completed in a quicker and more simplified manner. A scope may contain many objects, and objects may be linked together to create the scope. An object's purpose is to simplify or handle multiple sets of objects together. Deciding on a scope. Before starting the process of HITRUST certification, it's important that everything in the scope is clearly defined. Many times, it's also very important to define anything that would not be included in the scope. This clarification can reduce confusion and time during the process of applying and verifying controls. It is possible for a scope to be too large or too complex to be handled at once. In these scenarios, the scope can be divided and each scope handled as its own project and certification process. Collecting information. Once high-level details of the scope have been determined, all the details about what is in the scope are collected. Systems, applications, processes, or anything important to what is included in the scope. Eventually, everything of value is enumerated and evaluated, including all documentation, policies, processes, and procedures. How do I get started? Only certified HITRUST assessing firms may validate HITRUST implementations. Digital Forge offers a wide variety of HITRUST-related services, from initial planning, to configuration and setup, to MyCSF validations, Digital Forge has specialized teams that can aid in whatever stage you may be in. To find out if HITRUST is right for your organization, or for more about our services, contact a Digital Forge representative today. The next video in this series will cover the evaluation of items found in the scope from the CSF, as well as covering steps to find gaps in an environment and fixing them. The final video in the series will cover the validation assessment process on the road to certification. HITRUST, MyCSF, and HITRUST CSF are all copyrights owned by the HITRUST Alliance.